Hey everybody, welcome. Last week we were running UWF's first show, and now we're back. And first things first, we remembered that Bob Orton Jr. and John Tolos do not work well together, so we'll be taking care of that. I'm going to go ahead and put John Tolos down here with Steve Williams. I think that'll be a good pairing. And here we go. Now we need to hire some guys because we are sorely lacking in the main event faces and faces in general. So what we're going to do, because we're a U.S. based company and we're below national or international, we can only hire guys from within our country. So we're going to mark that as work in the USA only. For those of you that aren't aware of this, or are already aware of this, I'm explaining this for the people that haven't played before. We're going to look for guys that we can hire, and then we're going to look for the companies that we want. First thing I'm going to do is actually go to unemployed here. Hopefully we can find a couple guys that can run us for main event faces. So we're looking for guys. Actually, we can also do this. We can do a star in the USA. Ricky Steamboat's going to be too high of a guy for us to hire. I know that already. And so we'll make that down to a draw. See what we can get here. So I would hire him, but because we're below Colt, he won't come out of his hiatus unless he decides that he wants to. So we'll have to go down to well-known unemployed guys. And didn't really add anybody that we can be helpful there. So let's go down to recognizable. And again, I'm only looking currently in the unemployed ranks because it's easier to hire guys that are unemployed because then you don't have to worry about them wanting to work for anybody else. So it looks like recognizable is still going to be too low for us. So we'll go ahead and do a regional star and see if we... a whole bunch more guys here. What we're really looking for is a guy that can pull off being a face and is not going to be too old. That is not... Well, Eddie Guerrero's would be a fine choice, but we're too small for him too. So this is going to be difficult for us in this matter, is finding guys that are not popular, not too popular because they won't want to sign with us, but are popular enough that they can run as faces. Max Payne would be pretty good, so we'll go ahead and make him an offer. So this whole day actually of looking for guys to hire will probably be one video, just because it. So you put that there because he already has offers from other guys, but it's always good to throw out offers either way. Robert Gibson does not have an offer from somebody else, so that's definitely a good pickup. We'll pick up Rocco Rock. And what we'll have to do is, as we bring guys in, because we already have 23 and we're supposed to only have 16 is our minimum, so we're going to get overinflated pushes and underinflated pushes for other guys, so we're going to have to end up letting some guys go at some point just because there's going to be too many of them. I think the Patriot, though we're too small, I thought he would have been a good idea for UWF. We'll pull in a young Shane Douglas here. And I'm not looking to hire too many guys, but enough that it'll make a difference in what we're doing. We don't want to get too many guys, but also have enough that's going to be able to make a dent, I think we'll be good here. What I do want to do, let's see what we got on teams-wise. We have the Power Twins and Wet and Wild. So we don't really have a lot of teams. Honky Tonk and Greg Valentine would be the only other team that's available to us. This incomplete teams tab is really good for two things. One, if there's an established team that you have both members but haven't added them as a team yet, it will remind you what their name is because sometimes we forget. And then also it allows us to see what other teams we can put together with the guys that we currently have and guys that aren't currently working for us. So it's always a good idea to go through here just to see what we can do. I don't see many guys I want to bring in though to work here. Actually, Scott Norton would be a good choice. Yeah, it's a good idea to have a couple teams at first. And sorry, I saw Scott Hall and can't pass that up. and we'll bring in Scott Norton here. And then there are two other guys that I do want to get. Should be Sean Waltman, better known as 123 Kid 6, X-Pac, Pac, Lightning Kid, millions of other names. And we'll also bring in a young Jerry Lynn, because those guys will tear up the house together. And let's see, haven't gone too far in the video yet, so we might go through a couple days to show how to hire guys. I'm trying to think if there's anyone I really, really want besides these guys. Let's see if Austin will come in. He will. Okay, I don't expect to have Austin very long, but while we have him, we definitely will use him. And Pillman's on a paper appearance, but we're going to be too small for him. Figured that, but it was worth a shot. And Jim Brunzel, just to get that killer bees going. And I think we'll be good there. Yeah, so we'll go and do a couple days. I don't want to hire too many guys, just because then I have to fire a bunch of guys. And there are guys on this roster that I want to work with and not, push them out of the way just to bring in new guys. So, yeah, I watched TakeOver 2 today. I'm recording back-to-back episodes, but this probably won't be up till next week. But, man, the future of wrestling is in good hands as far as talent goes, but all we have to do is worry about creative. If anything, I'll play this up until the show, and the next episode will actually be the show, and the next couple days after that. We'll see how things go. Yeah, just the fatal four-way match was great between Neville, Zayon, Tyler Breeze, and Tyson Kidd. It was a great match. Bayley and Charlotte had a great match. A lot of people don't understand what the Ascension is about, but man, they're like the Road Warriors. If one of them was a lightweight, not two heavyweights, and that, to me, it's great old school style stuff. Kalisto is the future of luchadors in the WWF, or I'm sorry, WWE. Forgot what the time period changes here. So we were able to grab Austin as our first signee here. And unfortunately, he's going to be pushed as an opener, which is odd. And also, I believe this unique charismatic thing. It's what he's said as, but he's not able to do it. So we'll just go ahead and make him into the bad dude that he really is. So this is right now when we're going to take a look at this. We have 24 guys. We're only supposed to have 16. So we are going to get rid of a couple guys here just that I don't plan on using at all. Let's go through here. I want to keep the guys that are in tag teams just because we don't have any other ones. Iceman King Parsons, is not going to be on my roster. I was reading, who was it? It's Massive Sacks, Jody Hamilton's book, and he said he was Parsons was a good talent, but he had a major ego, and after a while you just don't want to deal with that. He would get himself over in a territory and then hold the guys up for money and kind of stuff. And to me, that's just, it's not how you do business. I understand why people would do that, but at the same time, it's just not how you should conduct yourself, I'm having a hard time deciding who to let go just because there's a lot of these guys that they have talent enough that they can be used to get guys over and trained at the same time, and I really want to keep that going. I thought Austin would have been more popular, but he's only been in the business for a year at this time, so I guess that makes sense. So we'll leave that there, and then I go on and try to see who else wants to get hired. But yeah, if you have the network, definitely watch TakeOver 2, as well as the first TakeOver and Arrival. They're all great. Kente debuted tonight. He's got a new name. A lot of people are complaining about it, but it's WWE. What do you expect? And it seems like he picked it for a reason. He's always gone by Kenta. That's actually his name is Kenta Kobayashi, and his mentor was Kenta Kobashi, so he went with Kenta just to prevent confusion with him. And but he's got a new place, new name. He explained it well. He's in a new place. He wants to start over, and as long as they book him right, what does it matter what his name is? Yeah. So we'll just hope that he gets booked correctly and go from there. He got to beat up the Ascension, who look like they're on their way up to the main roster, which is good for them. There's not really much else they can do in NXT, so that's always good to get that going. And so we're actually gonna put these guys together. Let's go ahead and take there we go. It's a name I like to use for big guys. Especially guys like someone like Scott Norton and Yukon John, the Viking. Is just have them come in there and be guys that beat up other people. So hopefully my last video looked good. I'm using the Xvid codec. I thought I had it, but I forgot to put it on here when I use BSR, and so hopefully now everything's gonna look better. Hopefully the last video looked good, all right too. We're bringing in the Rock and Roll Express here. They're aging at this point. They're in their early 30s right now, so they're not too old, but they're starting to slow down at this point. They're past the highs of the 80s when they were big, but they're still a talented team, a team that I can use to get other guys training, and hopefully use them while I can, and not have them get taken by other people. That's the hardest part about playing a small company, is you can't offer written contracts, so you're always at the risk of someone getting stolen. And so you just got to play it by ear and hope that you get guys over enough. And you take it kind of as a pride, that you got those guys over to the point that they're wanting to get people are wanting to hire them. So there we go. So we've got the Rock and Roll Express now. Now we have 4 teams. It looks like we have 2 faces, 2 heels, so that's going to be good. Our heels are those great power teams, while our faces are lightweight guys. So it's going to create a good underdog dynamic whenever they wrestle. And now this is going to bring us to the week of the show, or day of the show, mind you. And at this point, I'll go ahead and end the video once we've done our AM parts of the day. And what we'll run into, the problems we'll run into, is when these guys are signed to other companies that are bigger than us. We'll miss them on days of our shows if they're booked at the same time. And it looks like everyone waited till today to actually sign their contracts, which is fine. It helps us out. Shane Douglas with a heel. Sean Waltman will be here, a heel against Jerry Lynn. And then we have Rocco Rock and Scott Hall actually are not hired yet. Okay. So now we'll auto push these guys. We'll do one last round of letting guys go, and just to shore up and make sure we're not over or under on guys that we're going to be using. Sorry, Colonel De Beers, you're a little bit too old. Kirchner we'll keep for now. I really want to let go to David, but Bruno is our announcer, so we want to keep him around. Don Morocco's staying, Valentine's staying. We'll let Koloff go just because he's getting up there. And I think at the end of the day we'll end up with a little bit more than what we started with, but a good starting roster here. We have 27, so we're puts us 11 over, which is fine for now. We're not using everybody all the time, so. And yeah, so that's going to be that for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned a little bit, and I'll see you next time.